Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 mod spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Bozar mod, which is being made by user Mike Moore. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is this, the Bozar automatic sniper rifle. And I love this thing, as it is another one of those guns that we have seen in previous Fallout games, but wasn't added into this one specifically. But honestly, I can kind of forgive this one for Bethesda, because it was only in 2 previous Fallout games. Originally, it was in Fallout 2, and it's kind of an amusing story about how it came to be, because it was originally intended to be a proper, powerful sniper rifle, but someone messed up putting in the stats into the gun before the game launched, and they just kind of rolled with it, and it became, effectively, a light machine gun with the accuracy of a sniper rifle, which is kind of weird, but kind of cool, and made it a very atypical weapon in that game. And then we saw it again in Fallout New Vegas, but specifically through the Gun Runner's Arsenal DLC, so it wasn't even in the vanilla New Vegas game, you had to get it through DLC, but still, it kept that very atypical nature of being an automatic sniper rifle, and that's pretty entertaining. So let's take a look at what the stats are on this thing. Now, this is a bog standard version of the Bozar that you'll probably find out in the world, which may be a little bit difficult for you to get your hands on, as it's kind of rare, but you will find it on enemies which previously normally would have dropped a hunting rifle. But again, most of them will still have hunting rifles, but on a rare occasion they may have a Bozar. So just do that. I haven't found any in a store yet, and according to the mod page, I haven't seen anything on there saying that it's in stores. So who knows, maybe you will find it there eventually, but for me, of course, I cheated it in with console commands. But yes, a very standard version will use the 5.56 receiver, will do 33 damage, a fire rate of 90, range of 107, accuracy of 82 with a weight of 15. Overall, a pretty cool and impressive looking weapon. Some people say it's ugly, but personally, I kind of like it. I've got a soft spot for this gun. It's mainly, I think, because it is such an atypical weapon, being an automatic sniper rifle, and that just entertains me to no end. And overall, with the modifications that we do have, there's not a lot of things that are going to change it visually. One thing the mod maker is thinking of adding into the future, but it's not a for sure definite yet, is potentially paint schemes, which I think would be quite fun to be able to change the color of it, just to personalize it for your own self. But yes, overall, a pretty impressive weapon, and as you can see, as per usual, I have messed around with a few others to get different types of modifications out there, and I'll say right off the bat, the most powerful I was able to make this thing was with a 308 receiver, because you can't upgrade it from 5.56 to 308, and it's still fully automatic. And the highest amount of damage I was able to get for this thing is 49, which I'm a little bit depressed by. I was hoping it'd be a bit more, but then again, remember, it's not just a sniper rifle, it's also effectively a light machine gun. So perhaps 49 is acceptable because you're putting so many bullets downrange. But we'll take a look at all these in a moment. Let's actually go and look at the modifications over here. And we'll just go with our standard Bozar here. And in the receiver section, we have the bog standard 5.56. It'll do the 33 damage. We then have a superior 308 receiver, which drops it down a little bit, but weighs less, faster rate of fire, etc. We then have a superior 5.56, which does the same thing, but, you know, just different ammunition and a much improved fire rate compared to the 308 one. We then move over to the heavy versions of the 308 and 5.56, which will bump up the damage a little bit, but slow down the firing rate. And then finally, the standard 308 receiver, which does a heck of a lot more damage, but a lower rate of fire. And that is the maximum amount of damage I could get this thing without skills. I haven't messed with any of my perks, so this is without any perks to upgrade automatic weaponry, etc. So once you have different perks, that could be a bigger number. Now, as for the barrels, we really only have 2 options, the standard and then a long light barrel, which will increase the range and accuracy, as well as recoil and hipfire accuracy, all good things. Now, the stock, we only have one version, and that makes complete sense because, well, this gun is basically just a solid hunk of metal, so it kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes sense that there's no other stock options. I don't know, maybe it might be a little bit interesting to, honestly, I have no idea what you could even change there, because again, it's supposed to be like one solid chunk of a weapon. Now, as for scopes, we have a decent amount in here, from a reflex scope, a short scope, a medium scope, long, medium, short, and long night vision, and then a short and long recon scope. So just whatever your heart desires, you can pop it onto here, and very, very cool indeed. And finally, we have the muzzle, where we have a heavy compensator standard muzzle, or finally the standard suppressor. Just, again, whatever your heart desires. Now, as for the, where was I going with this? Yes, we're gonna go shoot this thing now. And as for the sounds of the gun, it's not actually that impressive, because Mike Moore, he's been making a heck of a lot of gun mods recently. I mean, we actually just looked at one last week, didn't we? So he just keeps cranking out guns, and to make it go a bit more quickly for himself, he's started using in-game audio files for the guns rather than making custom ones, which I completely understand. So this is gonna have the standard sounds for the 5.56 and 308, but still, let's give it a listen. This is the standard quick Bozar with the 5.56 rounds, and let's hear how it goes. There we go. Now, when we're just kind of hip firing, it's not extraordinarily accurate, but of course, when you go in and just single shot, since it is also a sniper rifle, well, it works pretty easily. And when you go full auto, you can actually pretty easily keep it on target. Ooh, now that's one thing I did want to talk about, the animation. Watch when I just fire off a few shots and then reload. The magazine kind of goes in sideways, and the bolt, when we pull it back, let's actually go into the weapon here. The hand should be right here on the bolt, but it looks like in the animation that the hand's up here, so it's a little bit awkward. Hopefully that does get fixed in the future, but for the time being, you know what, it's not too jarring, and if you're just in a firefight, you probably won't pay attention to it at all, but me doing a little bit of nitpicking, I definitely do see it. Now let's go over to the suppressed 308 so we can hear how the, well, actually, let's go to a normal 308 first, and hear how that sounds. Oh, yeah. Just a single shot, good, nice, big boom from the 308. And then, of course, full auto. Oh, it's good times. And then, of course, we have a suppressed version of it over here, which I was playing around with. There we are, putting a lot of rounds down range, and with little-ish sound. And, of course, our most powerful version, the Compensated 308. Which, of course, is the same exact sound for the 308 rounds. But again, you can just keep putting those bullets down range and tearing apart your enemies. And that is where this gun shines. And I really do love it. And it was amusing when you did get your hands on this thing in the original Fallout 2. Because, yeah, it looked like a sniper rifle. It had the stats of a sniper rifle. But suddenly, you're just putting all sorts of ammunition down range. And we're going to kill this poor wild mongrel as per usual, who's, oh, now I feel a little bit bad about killing him. He's rolling around having fun. But oh well, my friend, it's time for you to die with a critical shot. Goodbye. Oh god, just one round I think did it. There we go. I'll just put a few more down range just for safety's sake. Make sure he's dead. There we are, beautiful. And that is the Bozar, an atypical weapon that looks and feels like it should be a sniper rifle and can very easily function as one with the right modifications, but can also put loads of ammo down range to keep your enemy's head down. And that, well, that's just a very special, lovely thing. So if you'd like to check out this mod for yourself, and I definitely suggest that you go and do, you can take a look at the link in the description, as always. And yeah, go play around with it, have some fun, shoot a lot of rounds, and enjoy yourself, my friends. And of course, I do hope you come back for the next episode when we will be looking at yet another wonderful mod. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one. And once again, make sure he's dead.